Welcome to the Sports Betting Podcast, where three friends attempt to profit off of one man's uncanny ability to pick losers. Operation Fade Jerry starts now.
Let's make some money.
Welcome. Here we are again. Operation Fade Jerry. I think this is like episode 3, but we call it episode 2 because there was that episode 0 that was preseason, yada, yada, yada.
It's
to
week
get us
3.
going,
It's
say it again?
Week 3. NFL week 3.
Week 3, that's correct. To get us going, I think we should do maybe perhaps a little review, Jerry, on where we are in terms of scoring with our star system, and how the bets have turned out last week and so forth. So with that said, Jer, do you want to...
Dr. Jerry.
All right. So let me pull up our handy-dandy spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see.
I'm a little worried to see the results.
Yeah, you should be. So we're going to share screen.
We can talk a little bit about the OFJ controversy. We just sorted through on
a technicality,
one pick in particular.
But it's getting a fun part of season. We're week 3, week 4, college and NFL, starting to get some trends. So I think it's going to be interesting.
I think it's a good week, especially for NFL, to see. We kind of know who's good and who's not now. So that'll come through in some of the picks we make, I'm sure. Go ahead, Jer.
All right. So the controversy, yes, there was controversy because here's Jack's picks. This is Jack week 1. Below it is Jack's picks week 2. And you'll notice here in the middle of Jack's week 2 picks, he submitted these picks on time and picked the Cleveland Browns of Baltimore to beat Baltimore Ravens, point spread 11.5 points, which of course he lost. But
he was punctual.
But he sent a text 27 minutes before the game started and said, no, I want to go with the LA Rams instead. And that pick won. So that dramatically changes the standings, going from a loss of 3 stars to a win of 2.5. That's like a 5, almost a 6-star swing.
Momentum swing.
That's not momentum, but we talked like gentlemen and reluctantly agreed to not be fair and let him make the change. So
the vote was 2-1. I'll leave it to the folks that listen to determine who.
Caesar and Brutus voted one way. Octavius voted the other way, but the consensus is we're going to have rules going forward, policies going forward.
So, Jack, to demonstrate how wonderfully this works, we're going to make this change live right now.
Oh, exciting stuff.
How many stars is this new pick that you wanted?
That was a 3-star pick.
And you wanted the LA Rams, is that correct?
I did. That
LA
is correct.
Rams, and they were to beat whom?
They beat now you're testing me.
It's going to get much worse. You might as well pull up your DraftKings bet right now because I'm going to need all that.
I'll tell you momentarily that in week 2, the Rams,
Indianapolis won.
Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah, they're so good, aren't they?
They are terrific.
And it was a point spread, right?
It was -5.5, 3-star bet. And I'm working on the odds right now.
But it was point spread, right?
That's correct.
-5.5 points, and the odds were probably like minus
Minus 110.
110. Yeah. Okay. So the odds are minus 110. That makes the payout factor 100 divided by 110. Which is that. And we change Fading Jerry was a no. And that goes from a loss of -3 to a win of 2.72. And Jack's weekly total jumps to a whopping 7.12 stars with that change, which I protest, but I'm accepting it because this is going to come back to bite me. Okay, so we can take that and go to the summary sheet, and we see overall cumulative stars to date. As of, I'm looking right here, as of week 2, Jack has 7.08 stars. Pete has -6.83, which is almost 13 points less than Jack. And Jerry has 0.82, which graphically looks like this. And
why are we calling this fade, Jerry?
Yeah, we maybe be changing this to Operation Fade Pete. So
I had too much faith in the Chicago Bears. That's not going to happen the rest of the season. So let's
ironically, I kind of like the Bears this week.
So
they talk in golf. They talk the first hole mulligan. We're going to talk about NFL picks. I'm going to talk to you about mulligans the first 2 weeks.
Pete wants a little breakfast ball.
All right, we'll talk about breakfast balls. Jack got a big breakfast ball just 5 minutes ago. So that's kind of it for the stats. This is where we are as of week 2. Jack has a total of 10 wins. Pete has a total of 6 wins. Jerry has a total of 8 wins. And as we get more data, these graphs will stretch out and get bigger, and we'll see the trends better. But you can kind of see, we're 3 of us are all on here. So there we go. I don't want to take up too much time with that. That's the stats.
One quick question, Jerry. Do we have any stats on Jerry fades?
We do. The Jerry fade stats are right here. So as of week 2, Jack has cumulatively 3 fades of Jerry, which all came in the preseason. Jack has not faded Jerry week 1 or week 2 at all. Pete is consistent in fading Jerry 3 times, and then 1 more time, and then 2 more times, for a total of 6 fade Jerrys. So Pete is getting hammered by fading Jerry.
The Green Bay was controversial, but we won't talk about that one.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, so now that we've got our statistics all in a row, we can head right into the picks. And as tradition has it, we'll start with our man, Jerry, and we'll get going with college picks. Jerry, please take us away.
So on my college picks. So as you can see, I am donning my Mountaineer attire this week and my flag behind me because we don't get much opportunity to celebrate being a WVU fan, right? WVU beat Pitt last week in overtime, and no one expected it. They were a 7.5-point underdog, and it was wonderful. So I'm going to bask in that glory with my WVU attire this week.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Furthermore, I'm even going to carry that on into my first pick. So my first college pick this week, riding on that high energy win, I'm going to go with WVU plus 12.5 points. I'm taking the point spread. WVU plus 12.5 points over Kansas.
Against the Jayhawks.
Against the Jayhawks. That is correct. That is at Kansas. And I don't believe WVU will win the game. In fact, ESPN, before the Pitt game, ESPN had predicted that WVU will lose every game for the whole rest of the season. Well, they were wrong. We won Pitt game. So I'm going to say, going with this big point spread again. I do believe they're going to lose, but I don't think they're going to lose by 12.5. I think they're going to give a good game. So we're going WVU plus 12.5 over Kansas. That pays -108 odds. And that's my first pick. My second pick, I'm going local. And I don't understand this one at all. I'm sorry. I'll pause there. NC State is playing Duke. And as you know, I actually physically live right in between both of those schools. They're about 25 minutes apart, maybe 15 miles apart. I'm right in between them. So the local talk, I'm clued in on all the local talk here. I don't understand this at all. Both of them are undefeated. They're both 3-0. Duke beat some crazy ass schools by a little bit. And NC State has played 3 local rivals and beat them all. They played ECU, they played Wake Forest, and they played Virginia. And those are not little pushover schools. Those are big games for them, and they won them all. But NC State is an underdog in this game by 3 points. I don't understand it. Duke is favored by +3 at home. So I'm going big time with NC State. Money line over Duke, 3 stars. It's my second.
Solid.
That's my college football. Those are my
Solid.
two. Who's
Okay.
next?
Rondo, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Got to go Fade Jerry going with the Kansas Jayhawks. Jalen Daniels, I think he's going to throw for 400 yards. Love taking the -12.5. I'm going to give that 4 stars.
What happened
Kansas
last week?
Jayhawks.
You faded me last week too, and
like I said, it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. So
Okay.
Kansas Jayhawks -12.5. Jalen Daniels, prospect, West Virginia. Traveling from the coal mines, they're just going to get their asses kicked. So I love Kansas Jayhawks. Second pick is going to be interesting, college football. I was really looking at the Florida-Miami game, and everybody's hot the trot on on Miami. And everybody's down and out on the Florida Gators. So I looked at that game. I saw it's +7.5 right now. So if you look at the way the Gators played the last 2 weeks, great defense versus LSU, great defense versus South Florida, but their offense just was pitiful. If Florida can just kind of pick it up with their offense or possibly just get a turnover, I think Miami has a lot more to lose in this game than Florida. So I'm taking the +7.5, Florida with 2 stars. Not too confident, a little uncomfortable about the pick, but I think Florida's defense can keep it +7.5. So those are my 2 college picks. Going to send it back to you, Jackie.
All right. Solid picks. For my first selection, Jerry and I talked about this a little last week.
Wait, I got a question for Pete. Your picks, those are both 2 stars?
You're on mute, Pete.
The Kansas pick, make 4 stars if you could.
Kansas is 4 stars, and your other is 2 stars?
Yes, I'm just feeling very confident about fading you on that. It's a very emotional bet for you, Jerry, with West Virginia. You're going to be eating crow next week.
So but it was Miami, right? Not Florida.
No, I took Florida 2 stars +7.5, and
Okay.
Kansas -12.5 for 4 stars.
Sorry, I'm just getting caught up. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Jerry and I had a conversation last week, and I told him one of the worst teams in college football is the Oregon State Beavers. I watched them play last week, and I did have Texas Tech minus whatever I had, -5 or no, it was more than that. But they were the most disinterested football team I've seen play a game in a long time. And they're playing their quote-unquote rivals, Oregon, this weekend. Oregon came out as a 25-point favorite, and that line shot to 35. I don't think they could make this line high enough. My one fear about it is Oregon has a look ahead to Penn State. But with that said, Oregon State is so bad, I'm going to ride the Ducks on a 2-star pick, -35.5, Jar. And the odds on that, 35.5.
Can't believe you're going.
It's a lot of points, but
How
Oregon
many
State,
stars?
as Jack said, they're not focused. The college kids are focused in anthropology class, but not on the football field.
Fair enough. It's a 2-star bet. It's -105, and it's Oregon -35.5. I think that'll be the halftime score. Yes, indeed. It is a lot of points, but I can't stress enough how bad Oregon State is.
What is the odds? You said it's
minus 105.
Okay.
And Oregon State has got blown out 3 weeks in a row, 3 weeks running. So this will be blowout number 4. And in my second pick, I actually had some picks ready to go, but much like Pete, I'm going to go OFJ here.
Uh-oh.
And it's not so much. I mean, Jerry's had a decent season to start off. He's above water here, and he's outpacing Peter. But with that said, West Virginia literally played its Super Bowl last weekend. It was such a kitchen sink game for them. All that emotion, all that want to, can do, etc. They played way over their heads. And now going into hostile territory, having to travel, playing a decent Kansas squad on the road. Yeah, give me Kansas. I'm going to keep it low at 1 star. But yeah, I'm going to take a little tact here and fade my friend Jer.
What is that, a point spread? Is it a money line? What are you doing?
I'm just fading you. So I haven't done my research on. I have it right here though. Luckily,
money line 12.5 is not.
It's minus 12.5.
Yeah.
The odds are minus 112.
Okay.
Yep, and a 1 star bet.
All right.
Yep.
That's the
So
same
I'm
thing.
in.
That's the same thing Pete just did, right?
Yes, correct.
I think Jack's probably doing it because I backed him on the Rams bet last week, but that's
No, I was literally as you guys were talking, I was thinking West Virginia, they left it on the field and it literally was their Super Bowl and so forth. And as Jerry mentioned, ESPN was predicting them to lose all their games and whatnot. So
they're just getting fired up. Watch the Pat McAfee show.
Big win, and now they're going to have an emotional letdown.
That's
Makes
what I'm
sense.
going with.
Nah,
And and I have the power of the universe behind me as well, the Jerry universe. There. Please lead us off in the pro games.
all right. So my pro picks. Number 1. Whoa, excuse me. I'm back. Number 1. I watched Baker Mayfield pull another rabbit out of his hat against Houston last week and squeak out a win in the last 6 seconds of that game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought C.J. Stroud played a good game, and they were ahead the whole game. They were looking pretty good. So my first pick is Houston. C.J. Stroud. They've got to win. They can't go 0-3. So Houston over Jacksonville money line, because the point spread's only 1.5. So I'm going money line.
Watching Pete lose his mind.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jared. Just keep going, Jared. This is music to my ears. It's like Sinatra. Keep going.
Plus 105 money line. All right. Watch this, Jack. My second pick, I am loving the Chicago Bears over Dallas.
Pete not happy.
Again, this is a 1.5 point spread, so why bother with the point? I'm going Chicago over Dallas, money line at minus 102 odds.
I actually liked that pick, but no longer.
These are all 2 stars picks for me.
Mm-hmm.
And my third was based on some very close analysis. I couldn't find a good third game that I liked in the pros this week, but I did come up with San Francisco over Arizona. Point spread. It's -3 right now, but I'm going to buy that down to -2.5 because I think that field goal is going to be very important.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're going San Francisco over Arizona, -2.5 points, 2 stars, and I believe the odds on that are -110. Those are my
Fair enough.
Those are my pro picks.
Who's the quarterback of the 49ers?
Mac Jones.
Matt, yeah.
Yep. Riding the Jonesy.
So what I was looking at was, but both of these teams are undefeated. They both Arizona their wins are Carolina Panthers and New Orleans Saints.
Correct.
So those really aren't even wins. San Francisco, they also beat the Saints, but I think their other win was someone a little more formidable than Carolina. So
I think those 2 teams are evenly matched. I like the idea of buying the hook for sure.
Yeah.
But that's going to come down to the last possession, I think.
Yeah,
They're
I think so.
evenly matched teams.
Those are my pro picks.
All right.
Done.
Nice job. Pete, you or me?
Jerry, you're making my life so easy this week.
Take it away,
Jacksonville
Pete.
Jaguars, money line all the way. Jaguars, couple reasons. It's about their defense. Jerry, you were talking about Houston last week. Do you know how poor their offensive line is?
Yeah, it's pitiful. It's pitiful.
Do you know the two defensive tackles for the Jacksonville Jaguars, both
They're
Pro
injured.
Bowlers?
They're injured. Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever the case, I like the Jaguars.
Well, they were injured last week too.
ETN has been playing well. Trevor's been playing well. Beautiful man. I like the Jaguars at home. Going to take them all day for 3 stars. Money line, minus 125.
The Jags definitely should have won last week, and they mistake their way out of that win, much to my chagrin, since I had them plus 3.5. But yeah, I can see your logic there, Pete.
Okay. So I got 2 fades with Jerry this week. I'm very
What
excited.
are the odds on that one for you?
I said, did I say 2 or 3? 3 stars I'll do. 3 stars.
Odds minus 110, is it?
It's minus 125. Jaguars money line.
Gotcha.
ETN. Second game, Seattle Seahawks, minus 7.5 versus the New Orleans Saints. I think the Saints have been playing well this year, but they got to go out to Seattle. Seattle, I think, has surprised a few people. I've watched Sam Darnold play. I think he's got a good wide receiver he's connecting with, Jackson. Let me see, Smith. Can't pronounce his last name. He's got a couple good tight ends as well. I like Seattle minus 7.5. The Saints, another rebuilding year, going all the way out, traveling to that very tough place, Seattle, to play at Seattle. Seattle's one of those places in the NFL, like a college stadium. So I think really Seattle can cover that minus 7.5. Just going to give it 2 stars.
All right.
So moving on, I'm going to go with the Chargers minus 2.5. Chargers have been playing really well this year. A lot of momentum and trending there. I think that I'm looking at this one. I'm going to do 4 stars with the Chargers minus 2.5. Really like what they're doing. I know Mac is out on the defense, but their defense has been playing well. Their offense, Keenan Allen's having a stellar year. You know, everybody kind of wrote him off. He's back with the Chargers. Herbert, I think, is a stud. So like the Chargers, minus 2.5 for 4 stars. Those are my 3 picks. So Jaguars money line, Seattle minus 7.5, and Chargers minus 2.5.
I need, what are your payout?
So Jaguars minus 125.
Which one?
Jaguars money line minus 125.
Yeah.
Seattle minus 7.5, and Chargers minus 2.5.
What are the odds on the last 2?
Oh, I'm gonna do 3 stars and 4 stars.
Jack, how do I how do I phrase this?
Jerry, I will help.
Thank you.
Seattle is minus 105. The Chargers is minus 115.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And so, Chargers looking like early Super Bowl candidates. I'm a little concerned about the short rest, playing Monday Night Football and then playing, what really is the other good team in the AFC West, apparently. I kind of like the Broncos on that side, but, good luck, Peter. With that said, we'll roll into my picks. So I agree with Pete. I love Seattle. My picks are based on, early on, who are good teams and who are bad teams right now. And yeah, I think the Saints are pretty terrible. Preseason, I bet them that they wouldn't win 3.5 games. I took the under. And I'm liking that bet thus far. And I do like Seattle here. Their defensive line has been mauling opposing quarterbacks. They're great in the skill position. Darnold's been playing well enough. They run the ball, and their defense plays good ball. I'm going to take Seattle minus 7.5, and that is minus 105, Jar. And I'm going to make that a 2-star bet.
Gotcha.
Bet number 2, same type of situation. Good team playing a not so good team. The Carolina Panthers. I kind of had hopes for them beginning of the season, but Jerry, you adroitly said they're going to be trash, and they are. Their offensive line, which was supposed to be good, isn't, and their defense, which was supposed to be bad, is. And that quarterback, everybody was wah gaga on him at the end of last season, but he has not played well. And so I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons going into Carolina. minus 5.5 with odds of minus 105. 2 stars on that. I think the Falcons do have a look ahead, which is my one concern. I'm trying to find out who they're playing.
Penix has a rifle of an arm.
What's that?
Penix, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's a
got
stud.
rifle of an arm.
He's a stud. I'm a big fan. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Falcons. I like what they did versus the Vikings. They shut them down on defense, sacked that kid who can't play, JJ McCarthy. And so yeah, that's my pick there.
He's not going to play anyhow.
No, I know, but well, they're not playing. I mean, they played last weekend.
Right.
My last game, again, a surprise team versus a team that we know can't play. The Indianapolis Colts. I mean, golly gee. They are. I got the rankings here. Hold on just a
say
second.
this. I have to say this. I heard it on ESPN. Daniel Jones is the next Tom Brady.
Who knows? Golly.
Danny Diamonds.
How loudly would we have laughed at that last year?
Right. I realize it's early in the season, but the Colts have the second-ranked offense in football, and they have the fifth-ranked defense in football. They're square on both sides of the ball, and the reason people thought to start the season that they would be trash is they didn't have a quarterback. Well, lo and behold, they seem to have a quarterback. Like, that guy has figured something out, and maybe the coach has helped him. I don't know, but I do know that they're playing the Titans, who are garbage. That quarterback is struggling, Cam Ward.
Yep.
And they probably should have been blown out every game this year.
Yep.
But other teams have mistaked them into ball games.
Do you know
Do
you know that the Colts have the highest point differential in the NFL right now? Meaning, the most points, the difference between points they've scored and points that were scored against them.
They played Miami, and the Miami coach, if he gets blown out by the Bills tonight, that guy might not have a job come this weekend.
Well, where bettors make mistakes. So, by the way, the Colts probably shouldn't have won last week versus Denver. Denver committed a 15-yard penalty on a missed field goal.
Yeah, that was.
But Denver's a really good team, and the Colts were in that game, and so they gave themselves a chance to win, and they got a little lucky, sure, but they were in that game and led till the last play. So we're close to the last play. So I'm going to take the Colts. It's minus 4.5. The odds are minus 105, and we're going to make that a 3-star bet. And the one thing I'll say about gamblers in general, in the NFL, they don't, the amateurs like us, they don't recognize good teams fast enough, and they think, oh, it's just the Colts. They're bound to fault. Well, no, it's a good team, and we need to accept that Daniel Jones is playing well, and that's what I'm doing here. So those are my 3 pro picks. And now let's go to Jerry for the bonus pick.
My bonus pick. So, and now remember, we don't have to make a bonus pick. Bonus pick is bonus. Like last week, being what it was, Pete didn't have a bonus pick, and that's fine. Well and good. I'm going to have a bonus pick this week, though, and I struggled over it, but it is. I'm a Big 12 guy, and Texas Tech's going to Utah. And again, we've got 2 very evenly matched teams here that haven't played anybody yet. So what did they do and what's going to happen here? I'm leaning towards Texas Tech, so I'm going with them as the bonus pick. Texas Tech over Utah as the underdog. They're getting 3.5 points. Texas Tech plus 3.5 points, minus 118 payout is my bonus pick for 2 stars.
Utah's playing well, Jared.
Yeah, they are.
You're kind of mixing me up with my bonus pick.
I feel the same.
It's like I want to go Utah. I want to lay all over that. But I've got to go the over with the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys, over 50.5. Obviously, everybody saw the Bears defense last week giving up 52 to the Lions. The Cowboys gave up a lot of points to Russell Wilson. I like the over 50.5. If you saw some of the tackling, if you saw some of the receivers wide open versus both of the secondaries. So that's my bonus pick, the over 50.5. It's minus 110. for 2 stars.
All right, you got it.
I have to be honest about something. When I was looking at my college games for the week, the teams that I like were Rutgers plus 2.5, South Carolina plus 11.5, Oregon minus 35, Tulsa plus 10.5 playing Oklahoma State, and I liked Utah minus 3.5. I was ready with a different bonus pick.
Here we go.
And I'm struggling with my decision here.
And this
The Utes, baby, the Utes.
the statistics to date that I just showed you don't mean anything to you, huh? You're still gonna.
They do mean something. And like I said, I am struggling with this decision because the bonus pick that I was going to make was the Carson Wentz-led Vikings versus the Jake Browning-led Bengals. The Vikings are at home -3.
That's a really good pick.
They have the better team.
Yeah.
They run the ball. Their
Yeah.
defense is good. The Bengals suck. Let's be honest. Outside of the quarterback and a couple wide receivers, and Chase Brown is good too, their offensive line is bad. Their defense is horrible. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to go Vikings -3 for my bonus pick, and that is -110 with a 2-star pick. But I'm I'll probably bet on Utah State come Saturday because I like them to begin with, and now that
What are the points? What are the points on Vikings?
it's -3, and now that the universe has spoken and blatantly told me, dummy, bet on Utah State.
Utah Utes.
Oh, sorry, Utah. I think I'll be laying a little coin on that. So bonus. I'll probably be taking Utah on Saturday.
How many stars is your Vikings pick? Okay. All right.
Yes.
And this is just a great part of the season. We're, week 3 in the NFL, week 4 in college. This is where we can start seeing who is going to disappoint, who's going to surprise us.
Well, I think we're already saying that.
Going forward, next week, it's going to be interesting. But the motto is definitely fade Jerry. And this is where, Jerry, I think you could really help us out.
I am helping you out. I am
Gotcha.
helping you out. You're the one to fade, not me.
Okay, no, you can say that. Well, it's not where we're at now. It's where we're at come next week. Like I said, the mulligan begins.
Okay.
But I feel
I was
really
just going to
good
say
about
the
this
one
week.
who's disappointed us thus far this season is Peter
Well,
Rondo.
I'm excited about Jerry's confidence is really through the roof. And that means something. You have to pinpoint that and take advantage of that. So I'm very excited. Jerry, I'm going to be in touch with you via text message this weekend. Very excited to communicate with you and find out what you're feeling.
I'm going to make that Vikings bet too, I think.
Oh, fuck. All right. Thanks for
Language.
joining. As always, fade Jerry.